Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome. One second, I'll turn the echo off in a moment. Hello, everybody. There we go. Don't actually need that currently.
Hello.
So, hello, Roomspath.
Hello, Roomspath.
What's up? Well, that depends on your definition of up.
Doc, yes.
So, this is session 10.
Mm-hmm.
And with me here is, of course, Kangafango.
Hello.
Emichu.
Hello, Kango is stealing my look that I was planning for tomorrow. How dare he?
What? Am I?
Yes.
Willis.
Howdy.
And Mr. W.
D&D on a Wednesday? What is this heresy and who do we need to hang? No, not me.
Well, it's your
Yeah,
fault that it's on a Wednesday.
Actually, yeah, it is my fault, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'll be off then.
It's like, never mind.
Use tape here.
Okay, so
Where's the D&D public chat gone?
There's never been one.
There wasn't one.
There's
No.
never been
No.
one.
it's just the backstories and art that is shown on stream. The private one isn't.
Are the house rules not either?
House rules. Well, that's just at the moment the coins that are changed. The one platinum is 100 gold instead of 10.
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, I think people are probably going to be pretty sure who you're playing. However,
We might as well.
Yeah, in case it is someone new.
Yeah. Plus, it's good to remind you who you're playing as well.
It'll be mysterious. Keep them guessing.
Yes, definitely. So, speaking of keeping people guessing, Mr. W, you're playing?
I am playing Arkan Fenwick. I am an elf wizard, and at least originally, I came onto this island to help strike a trade deal between the island officials and Lord Pinros, who is a patron of mine. The island is well known for its export of gems, so that is the kind of trade deal that Lord Pinros is trying to get into, and he will pay me for helping to negotiate that trade deal.
Now
I think that was the most well said that I've
Oh
done.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, when you said originally, has that changed recently? Why only island?
Well, obviously, making sure that Mima's brother gets out is a pretty big priority as well.
Mhm.
And if the rebellion against the spoilers, if the rebellion against the Green Matriarch is
Legitimate?
not legitimate, but if it is a rebellion that has
A just cause.
a just cause and it is and the Green Matriarch is actually tyrannical, then maybe I might see if I can do both at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking stuff one step at a time at the moment.
And if the Green Matriarch actually exists.
Well,
Well,
there were some rumors. I don't think there were any that she didn't exist.
okay. So,
Okay.
next is Willis. Hello.
Howdy.
So, who are you playing?
Brack Egan, the half-elf war cleric. Currently, as we arrive in town, looking for a bookstore. See if they have a copy of the cookbook, How to Serve Halflings, while I keep an eye on Soren.
You know, you're not in the orc town.
Hobbits on a plate. Good God.
Okay. So,
Gotta keep that intimidation factor up so he tells the truth.
so then, Emichu.
Hi, I play Car, a Arakot career archer, who also does not trust Oats, come back up here.
Soren.
Soren. But does not
But I
plan on eating him just yet.
But I succeeded my insight check.
Yeah, we didn't.
Well, I told you.
Yeah, but do we
Did you
do an
also,
insight check on you?
also, did you just say, Oats, get back up here?
Who? Me?
No,
It was
Emichu.
the notes.
Oh, notes. I thought you were talking about a pet or something.
Oh,
A new
like
pet.
Oats.
a pet called Oats that's crawling around on your shoulder or something. That's what it sounded like.
no. That'd be a good name for a pet.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kango.
Hello, I'm Kanga Fango and I play Mima Jolina Phalor, who is a gnome druid whose brother has been taken prisoner for stealing the councillor's jewels, and it is Mima's quest to set the record straight and get Talon Brittlewick Phalor, which is her brother, loose.
You did say wrongfully imprisoned, right? I just didn't hear
Wrongfully
it.
imprisoned, yes.
There we go.
Allegedly wrongfully imprisoned.
And it might not even be a case that Mima's lying. It might be that he actually did steal stuff and go to prison for it.
I mean,
But she just not know that.
Yeah.
maybe
But
Mima actually is... Yeah.
Mima's imaginary brother stole the imaginary jewels from the imaginary counselor.
Oh no. Mima, wake up, we all miss
Well,
you.
you have actually seen a councillor matching the description walking around the city before, so you can be fairly sure that he's real, unless it's just a wizard using the disguise self spell or something. Yeah.
Which is what I've got.
Hmm.
Dun, dun.
Actually, what Ka needs is a little tiny pirate person to ride on their shoulder.
Yeah. I had that
Tiny?
thought a while ago.
Oh, right,
and-
yeah,
and-
to swap them around.
Yeah.
and feed them crackers.
Aw.
I mean, if you get to the
No, see,
Feywild, then you might be able to get a fairy that looks like that, and dress the fairy up in...
Heck yeah.
Yeah. No, Carl would feed him biscuits. Just have
Only
it be
the pirate.
Just have it be even more ever so slightly off. Don't feed him crackers, feed him biscuits.
Or feed him, what's the word? Rum. Tiny little pockets of rum.
No,
Only the
you've got-
pirate.
no, you've got a jar attached to your chest, and there's just a straw.
Oh, yeah. Pirate want a sip? Pirate want a sip?
It's like a baby bottle but with rum in it.
Okay.
Cute.
So, last time, you'd had a lengthy discussion after finding out that Sodom Shell Painter had been lying to you and was in fact acting on orders given to him by an individual called Skral Metan, who is a dragonborn with allegedly maroon coloured scales, who is very wealthy and lives in a mansion in Valerift, and is apparently also kind of the leader of an underground rebellion to the tyranny of the Green Matriarch, who Arkan was supposedly being trialed for to see if he would make a good recruit or not. So, after having gotten that information out of him, he seemed to be very forthcoming, and it looks like there's been more pressure put on Skral, or at least coming down through Skral onto Sorum, because the usual supplies that Sorum had taken his, I suppose the
Healing potions,
yeah.
I believe it was.
Yeah, that he'd taken on his little quests, which were like healing potions, for
Assignments.
example. Yeah, to make sure that nothing really bad actually happens. He'd not been getting them for a while, and that kind
Suspicious.
of seems like Sorum now isn't too sure about this whole thing anymore.
Well, I don't know. I think it was more that he disagreed. He was starting to disagree with Skrall's methods.
Well,
Are
yes,
you,
that's what I
are you
meant.
telling the DM how he's written his character?
Well,
I'm trying to remind him of stuff that he might have forgotten. The amount
when
of stuff he had to do, I
well,
think is quite a fair possibility.
well, when I
Well,
said
that's your interpretation.
When I said he wasn't sure about the whole thing, I was talking about specifically working for Skral Metan to
Right.
help with to get new recruits and do that whole thing. That's what I meant. So you and I meant the same thing.
Right.
So,
Yay.
since everything that you wanted to do is either in Veil Rift or is past Veil Rift, specifically looking at the Green Matriarch's lair in the mountains, you set off for the town of Veil Rift, which is on the treasure road leading from the capital and the coast up to the mountains and over the mountains and then over to
Far
other
away.
places. Yes. So, at the end of the last session, you had just entered Veil Rift, and I described how there were several strange magical artifacts
That is
happening.
a tourist trap.
It looks like it, yeah. So
Yeah.
things like some cobblestones deflating as the horse steps on them, and a guy with a cart being there to replace them with actually solid ones, and fenced off paddocks with sheep that have bat wings for ears or things like that. There were lots of signs pointing to all sorts of different things in different directions. You just made it to the center of town, which, by the way, is on a
that rhymes.
it's on a crossroads where the treasure road continues on straight towards the mountains, and two different roads go either side, which looks like kind of main through roads. In the center of this plaza, there is a large stone platform that on which is suspended a about 10-foot in diameter large crystal sphere, kind of milky looking crystal, which, given the amount of crystals and gems that were used in Shard's Calling, which is the capital by the ocean, is actually a bit of a stark difference, because that crystal sphere is the only gem crystal related thing that you can really see in this town, at least at a first glance.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a few shops around the central plaza. So there is a shop that says above it, a spark of Veil Rift. And you also see a really quite old looking tavern that looks like it's got the best real estate around here, that has Hiker's Release written on top.
You're gonna have to,
Release or
you're gonna-
relief?
Release. Hiker's Release.
you're gonna have to spell that first word out.
Hiker.
Hikers.
Hiker.
Okay. Oh, hiker. Right.
Yes, Hiker's Release. Right. You've arrived. And
Have we?
yes, you're here. So, last time I rolled for weather, it was overcast. Let's see what it's like now.
Oh, here we go.
First roll of the day. Ooh.
Slight improvement. Still cloudy though.
Three.
Okay.
Right.
So,
What time of day is it now?
it would be kind of early afternoon. Lots of people about, stalls selling things. Busy place.
Okay.
I'd say head over to the Hiker's Relief and see if they've got rooms.
Right.
Yes, that is our first call of action, isn't it?
Okay, so as you get off and start walking towards the Hiker's Release, Sorum says, I'll stable the horse and cart over by the boarding house. I'll meet you here in a few minutes.
Oh, will you now?
I don't know, do you want to stop him?
Oh.
Or does one of you want to go with him?
I think I might stay with him, because at the very least I want a word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I say.
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. I don't know what you're going to say, but you tell him.
Yeah, I'll also go with him. I say, I'm quite good with animals. I'll come with you.
Okay.
Which isn't a lie.
Right. So let's actually have that scene first. So as you're slowly going through the busy streets, Mr. W, you said you wanted to have a word with him.
Yes, give me 1 second.
And that word is Shazam!
No, it's Avada Kedavra. I don't know where that's to.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't trust him.
Well, okay, I'm just trying to formulate it. So, is anyone, like, close to us?
There are people around, but it's a noisy street, and if you're speaking in a quiet voice, then the chances of anybody actually overhearing what you're saying is rather low.
Okay, good. Remind me what Sorum had said about Skrull in regards to him. Yeah, remember what Sorum had said about Skrull in regards to not thinking as much of him as he used to.
He told you that he thought that this all was a really, really great thing, and resisting the Green Matriarch, building a resistance to that tyranny, and that he was glad to help, and that Skrull was such a kind individual who... he actually didn't go into too much detail about that, but he did say that recently he's been asked to take innocent people into these dangerous trials without proper means to making sure that they make it out alive. And that has kind of made him feel as though there's a change in how the resistance is being run, how things are, and he's not sure that he really wants that much to do there.
Okay. So to Sorum, okay, I need to just formulate what I want to say. Yeah, this is the bit I struggle with most.
It's okay. Take your time.
So, you said that you have had slight doubts about Skrull recently. You said that you were not really agreeing as much with his methods. Do you think that his intentions are still pure? That he still truly does wish to stop the tyranny of the Green Matriarch?
Oh yes, I do. I just think that he's getting a bit desperate, and he might be going to places that... There's an old halfling saying, which is, those who fight evil long enough become demons themselves. I think that might be what's happening with him. Oh yes, and Roomsbath also says, and people who questioned it disappeared. That's a good point, yes.
Oh yes.
Also, hello VGR.
Hello.
Hello. Obviously, when you first joined this resistance, I would assume that you thought that Skrull would be a great leader who would lead the land into a far more fair state than the Green Matriarch. Has that changed since?
Oh,
Has your opinion of him?
I don't think that Skrull actually wants to be leader. I believe that he just wants the Green Matriarch gone, defeated. And then whoever will become leader after that, I don't really think is much of his concern. See, that's one of the things that I was drawn to. He didn't have aspirations of power or saw this as an opportunity to get more riches for himself. I mean, he's already very rich as it is.
Press X to doubt.
Hey, you're not in the scene. You can't roll for...
No,
You can't roll for doubt.
And even then, even if Soren was incorrect about that, he wouldn't technically be lying. And do you still think that he's not got, that his intentions are not of power? And I want you to answer me. He sees Soren sort of struggling to answer, and he looks at him and says, "And I want you to answer me truthfully."
Right. I believe
Dun, dun, dun.
that I don't believe that he is after power. I mean, with all his wealth, he could, if he went to the mainland, he could buy an entire duchy for himself if he really wanted to. And with all the connections he has in the gem trade, I don't think he really wants the stress and complications of being a leader of a country. From working with him, I would think that he's much more the kind of man who prefers to... And he thinks for a moment and says, to pull the strings, if that makes sense.
I get you.
Was to be the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Great and powerful wizard of Skrull.
Yes. So is Vale Rift sort of a center for resistance? Do a lot of the population think the same way, or is it just that Vale Rift happens to be the place where the resistance headquarters are, and not a lot of the population agree with it?
I honestly don't know about that. We still don't really want to talk about any sort of resistance too openly. There are plenty of people I know who were in the resistance who got found out by the Green Matriarch and her intelligence forces.
And also some who mysteriously disappeared when they left Skrull, if I remember rightly.
There is a distinct correlation between those who have spoken out about the resistance and those who've been caught by the Green Matriarch. Do you think that there is a sinister connection there?
Correlation is, of course, not causation, but there is always a chance that the two are linked.
I was going to say, there's a vine that would be perfect for that. It has a bit of swearing in, but it's, yeah, no shit, honey.
Well, of course, correlation is not causation, but we cannot just ignore that there is a correlation. But it just seems so illogical. Why would you risk being found out by the Green Matriarch by telling her servants, "Hey, this is the person that is trying to resist you"?
I know. It doesn't make any sense. I think maybe the people who tend to get found out are those who are more vocal in general, and so those who are more vocal about things that they're not happy with in the resistance might also just be more talkative as a whole.
That's true, but more talkative doesn't equal outwardly stupid, and you have to be outwardly stupid to just yell out about something you don't want the general public to know. He sort of puts his head in his, he sort of rubs his eyes with it. Good grief, I can't.
Okay.
It's on. Thank you, lad. I'll see you at the pub. And he goes on to the tavern.
Okay. So you hop off and you walk back towards the tavern. Okay.
Yes.
After a little while, Mima and Sodom with the horse and cart, you get to a place that's in the kind of on the edge of town. It looks like a boarding house with an attached stabling. With an attached stable. You can see it says Hay Shed Boarding House on top.
Okay.
And As you get closer, a dwarf steps out of the boarding house and he greets you. Get off. Says, "Ah, Mr. Shell Painter, you've returned." And says, "Yes, although just for the stabling. Nobody will be staying here tonight." The dwarf kind of raises an eyebrow, looks at you.
Is it a fluffy eyebrow?
Of course it is. And then looks at Mima and says, "Oh,
Hello, sir.
hello. Gnome. Where might you be staying then? I haven't seen you around."
I'm Mima Phalor. I'll be staying at the pub in town. What's it called? The Hiker's Release.
Ah, of course. You're one for history then.
History.
Yes. Hike's Release was the first building in this town. The
Oh,
town sort of grew around it.
Well, we've just arrived here. I don't know much about this town's history. That's interesting.
Ah, you have. So, is this... Thinks for a moment. And then he looks at someone and says, "Is this one of your..." And then someone says, he looks around and says, "Yes, but these are special. They won't be staying here tonight." He says, "Well, I still expect to get paid, though. That was the deal." Says, "Yes, very well, of course, of course." Takes out a gold coin, hands it to the dwarf, takes it, says, "Right, is this an official special, or is this more on this?" He says, "You don't need to talk to anyone about this who doesn't need to know. This is special, and these people are with me." Says,
This isn't suspicious at all.
and he says, "Right. Well, gold coin's a gold coin. If you need cheap rooms to sleep at, the Hayshed boarding house has got you covered.
The what?
With actual covers.
The
The what? The what? Sorry.
Hay Shed boarding house.
Hayshed boarding house."
Hay shed. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you can hear...
There was a roll.
And then you can hear a halfling, kind of a feminine halfling voice calling from inside the building. Says, "Are you coming back, dear? The water's getting cold." And he says, "Right. Right. Sorry. It's, says, halflings, no offense, looking at Simon says, but halflings place much too much value on clean feet." And he turns and goes back in.
Oh, maybe is his wife a half?
So,
You ain't getting into bed until them feet are clean.
so before he's gone, I just
Yep.
say, "Thank you."
And he turns around and says, "Thanks, Sorum."
I mean, there's
He
a
says-
distinct size difference there,
Yeah.
especially in width.
Well, so he says
You better be
it
talking
varies.
about feet.
It varies. So as he said that, he kind of looks over his shoulder and says, "Thanks, Sorum," and then he goes in, close the door. Sorum goes back on. So Sorum then walks the horse over to the stabling, and there's a stable boy there, and he pays and everything's sorted, and so then you two begin your walk back towards the tavern. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Elisa. Sussy.
No, of course not. There's nothing suspicious going on in this entire campaign. I don't know what you're talking about.
She just wants her husband to have clean feet. There's nothing weird about that.
I'm just thinking. Imagine if we had just completely flubbed all the rolls for anything to do with suspicious, so we were genuinely completely unaware that anything additional was going on.
Anyway, while that's happening, we'll go back over to Ka and to Brakigan. You are approaching the Hiker's Release Tavern. Like I said,
You
it looks...
said scrolls at Dragonkin, right?
Skralmetan is a dragonborn, yes.
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
Yeah,
And
Dragonborn.
red.
Yeah.
That's something. Like, you have maroon, so it's red, right?
Yes.
A dark, deep
yeah.
red.
Well,
A deep, dark.
thing is, right?
Mm.
What if this is just a race war between the dragons and it's like, I don't like the green clan?
I mean, it could literally be that. It could be just that.
Fellas, I've figured it out.
Or the other thing I was thinking too is, if he's a dragonborn, the dragonborn and the dragons usually work together,
Yeah, like little.
don't they? So
They're
that I
like
was
the
just
younger
thinking
cousins.
though. Well, the other thing I was thinking though is, because all of this just sounds so weird and suspicious, could he perhaps be saying he's running a resistance to find out everybody who
Oh.
is
I did.
against the Green Matriarch, and he's collecting all of their names and keeping eyes on them for the Green Matriarch?
I did think that.
Sauron,
Because like a
Sauron, you are
dragonborn,
rubble.
a dragonborn rebelling against a dragon just sounds a little suspicious to me.
I did.
Sussy.
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
think that.
sussy.
I did think that, but it just seems like too.
Well,
too
and
many
how
steps.
I think it's a color war.
they've been kind of
A scale war.
disappearing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
It's like just not too many to make it too suspicious, but maybe
The
the
odd one.
strongest or most vocal
I heard a cat just.
he's getting rid of, but the less ones he's just keeping an eye on.
Yeah, would make sense.
Possibility. I can't wait to talk about this in character.
So, you approach the Hikers Release Tavern. It's a multi-story building. It looks like it's kind of an what's the English word for Fachwerk?
Excuse you.
The English word for Fachwerk.
Excuse
It's kind
you.
of like a
Gesundheit.
wattle and daub kind of.
Dorb?
Yeah,
Daub.
daub. Like a multi-story building, kind of
Framework.
medieval. Yeah, kind
Timber
of
framework.
timber framework.
Lattice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
timber framework with
Bavarian.
diagonal lattices.
Castle? No.
Bavarian.
Yeah.
And
3 syllables.
Stadwork.
How many words?
it's got whitewashed walls, and the ceiling's a bit low. Looks like this is probably already at least a couple hundred years old. As you enter, the walls are really quite thick. You go in, there's a kind of an L-shaped tavern area with a hearth, fire is burning, a few people inside drinking, playing card games, a few people rolling dice, and
What are they playing? Are there humans and
Are they
humans
playing?
and taxes?
Are they playing D&D?
No, humans and taxes. You know, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
humans and
It just zooms into the D&D table, and there's just tiny like figurines for all the player
Yeah.
characters.
So,
Wait, that one looks like me.
Yeah.
and you were there, and you were
Yeah.
there, and you were there. So there
Yeah.
is a human bartender there who sees you going in and kind of waves to you with what looks like a rag of some sort. Realizes he's holding it in his hand, kind of drops it and waves you with his hand and says, "Hello, greetings. You're not from around here, are you? Have you come for all the magic and the wonder?"
What are you talking about? We are locals here. We come here every Saturday.
You have raised an eyebrow. Says,
Perception check.
You've forgotten us already. Well,
That's brave.
says,
Yeah, because if this fails, it's going to look very suspicious.
So-
Well done.
it's
"Are you? So you're not actually trying to deceive him, though."
I'm trying to like make a little joke.
Okay. So he
Roll to
an
see if he
eyebrow
gets the job.
says, "Oh, right. Of course, I remember. You were the ones with the sea dragon, yes?
Ah, yes.
Of
yes,
course,
yes,
of
that is us,
course.
Yes, she's not with us though.
You're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
So,
Her name, yes,
Then I'm not with
Seafoam,
them.
our grand dragon.
Never mind.
but seriously though, have you come for the magic, for the wonders?
We have
There's lots of interesting things to see.
We're just kind of passing through. And
Have you seen
do you,
the anti...
do you have rooms?
Rooms, of course we've got rooms. Have you
Have we
seen
seen
the
the
anti-gravity
anti-
field yet?
Oh no,
No?
we have not. No.
Oh, you must visit the Shrieking Pumpkin Patch then. You've not seen that either? Or heard it?
Brack, why do you never take me to any of these nice places?
Out of character, we did pass by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pass by signs pointing to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Says,
And also
Well-
sheep with back.
there's also a lot of other things. If you need a guide to Vale Rift, then you might be able to persuade me to be a guide for you, if you really wanted to.
I like this guy.
I think you have a new objective. Get married.
I am married.
Oh yeah, of course. Get married again. Objective
Anti-gravity
complete.
field, yes. He probably means field as in a literal
Actual
field.
field.
Yeah.
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 Not a field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we would not say no to such a generous offer, would we, Brack?
We're not here to do touristy things.
You never take me anywhere nice. Come on, let's go to the
Oh,
Shrieking
you are
Pumpkin.
married.
Oh, so you wanted...
Yeah, I'm not your wife.
You wanted rooms. Oh, yes. Apologies.
Yes, that's what wanted
How
to
many
find out
rooms?
about rooms.
How many rooms would you like?
Well, I'll take one. I don't know about the rest of our party how they want to do it.
I think we should probably wait for our bank to arrive.
Well, I want to at least find out how much they are and what's included.
Oh, yes. Do you have room service?
That depends on what day it is. Currently, yes, we do. But some days, no, we don't.
Can we
want-
inquire why?
Well, sometimes we don't have the staff.
That makes sense.
If you want to have a look at some of the empty rooms, you can go upstairs, and the rooms on the first floor are 1 silver per night. The ones on the top floor are 5 copper per night. It's more of a way to walk up. So, just try the doors. If they're not locked, then you can go and have a look around, and then you'll come back. And then someone over in the corner says, refill. And it's, yes, one thing, do you want to say something further?
No, I was just going to say to my companion,
say,
yes, we have a little look-see.
What's included in the price of the room?
Well, there is breakfast, and then there is dinners included as well. And if there's a holiday while you're staying, then you'll also be invited to the feast without extra cost.
Is there a holiday soon?
Out of character, I don't actually know that because I didn't get around to planning out the calendar for
Is
this.
it? I just
But
turn
not-
around. Is
not-
anybody's birthday soon in here?
Everyone just raised their
Well,
hand.
considering we got Mr. W with
Yeah.
us,
Blue,
There-
likely to be a holiday.
Outside.
There isn't, so because I didn't plan anything, there isn't a holiday in at least the next
24 hours.
30
just-
seconds.
well, at least in the next week or so.
I just want to say, I'm not sure whether.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I haven't
just wanted
planned
to
it yet.
respond. I just wanted to respond to Kango saying, like, yeah, blue. The blue's everywhere. It's everyone's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is
Yes, there's a holiday next Blues Day.
That's
It's like
great.
Tuesday. Blue.
Yeah.
actually, I've just had a thought. And actually, no, there is a holiday.
Ooh.
So it says, yes, in about 3 days. Was it? I'm not sure what it is this year, but it might be within the next 3 or 4 days. There's the annual Dragonfest. Well, I say annual. It's really
That sounds bad.
it's supposed to be annual, but it might be a little bit more than that, depending on how different powers are feeling. But you're welcome to come if you want.
Dragon Festival?
Dragonfest, yes.
Fest, okay. That wouldn't happen to be the high and mighty who we definitely love, Green Matriarch.
Well, usually she doesn't make an appearance herself, but yes, it is an honor of our, and he speaks a little bit louder than usual, benevolent leader. Yes.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay, sir.
What? Hang on, I'm not on this. Hang on. I'll make a note to ask the question.
Actually, at roughly around this point, as you're saying that, you come back.
Our bank has arrived.
Okay.
Just glares at Carl. I did it for the first time, and I'm not bloody doing it again.
Oh, you want me, a father, to sleep outside?
I want you to pay for your own room, is what I want.
Oh, I do not carry such. I don't carry money.
No, just
sure you
roost on the
can.
fence outside.
Yeah.
Just on the chimney.
Yeah. Nice and warm butt.
Okay. Obviously, I wouldn't have heard what the person said, what the bartender said about the Dragonfest. But what race is he or her?
He's a human. He's a human.
He's a human. Okay.
Hello. We've just been talking to this fine gentleman about the
you're too
local
kind.
festivities. Oh, well, you are a gentleman. Very, very polite, offering to show us around.
No, you're too kind.
No, you're too kind. And he was just
No,
saying
after
about
you.
this festival of dragons. Think.
In honor of the Green Matriarch, I presume.
We were just saying that. Will she be in attendance?
Well,
No, I won't.
sorry, did you say will she be in attendance? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So he says, well, people used to see her flying overhead. We had loads of paper balloons with candles in, and when we saw her flying overhead, we'd release them and they'd fly up to her, and it was this beautiful thing, but recently nobody's seen her because he kind of says, we've actually already had Dragonfest this year, but because nobody's seen the Green Matrix for that, and not that great for tourism, we thought we'd have another one. Yeah.
When was the last time the Green Matriarch showed up? One.
Dragonfest 2.
I love that game.
How long has it been since the Green Matriarch came to one of the fests?
Well, last year she was definitely there, and then this year when we had it, must have been just over a month ago or so. Maybe a bit longer away. No, it must have been a bit over a month, I think. Wasn't there. It's in line with all the rumors about. Well, you've surely heard them.
Maybe, but have we heard the same ones?
Well, tell me what rumors you've heard, and then I'll tell you if they're the same.
Oh, we've heard that she.
Hasn't been seen in over a year. Or at least not in whatever the name of the
public.
Shardstown or.
What was it called? Shards.
Corner.
Radiant City.
Shard's Calling that people have been saying she hasn't been seen in over a year.
Actually, let me double check my notes because I thought that I'd
Yeah, I'm checking out.
Out of character, are you sure that I said over a year?
No, I'm just saying that to try to get him to
Oh.
find out what he's saying. I'm just saying, the rumors and the going around in charge calling is that she hasn't been seen in over a year.
Oh right, I thought that I had messed up on my notes.
No.
Well,
I'm saying that trying to get some information out of him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is true. She's not been seen in charge calling for a while, has she?
Yep. Okay, so he says. Says, "Oh well. People tell all sorts of rumors.
We also heard that she was not actually green.
Looks at you, says,
More of an emerald.
I like your sense of humor, really do. Won't get you a discount though."
Oh. Good call.
So how long has it been since she's been seen here?
Well, a few months ago, from what I've heard. There were a few people who said that they wanted to go up to check if to go to her lair in the mountains to see what's the matter with her, but either nobody actually went through with it or they didn't come back. I don't really know which. The guy in the corner says, "Hey, refill, come on."
Hey, we're having an important conversation here. Hold your bat-eared sheep.
The guy slowly stands up, pushes the chair back.
Oh god. Oh god.
And
Alice, please.
kind of with his arms on his hip.
Alice.
Looks at you, says, "What did you say?"
There you go. Your beak getting us in trouble again.
At this point, the bartender speaks up. At this point, the bartender speaks up and says, "I believe that they said that they're not from around here and that they are going to be patrons of this establishment at which you are drinking. Speaking of drinking, I'll have your drink ready in only a moment." And he then looks over to you, says, "Have a look at the rooms upstairs, and when you come back down, we can chat a bit more." And he takes a bottle and goes over to the table and pours the guy another drink.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
I don't want to alarm anybody.
Give Carl a little shove towards the stairs and say, "Let's go check the rooms."
Look, my tail feathers are a little bit shaken. Okay, so I'm not doing that again.
How much did he say that the rooms costed?
1 silver for the first floor and 5 copper for the upper floors.
Mm-hmm. For the second floor, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, so what? 1 silver for the first floor, 2 for the 1 silver for the first floor,
And half a silver or 5 copper for the second floor.
Okay, so the second floor is less valuable than the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean, who wants to walk?
you can fly. You'll be fine.
Not with this low ceiling.
Oh. I mean, you might be able to fly down the stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's called falling.
crashing in.
With style.
Glide down the stairs.
Yeah. Falling in style.
I suggest we look at the second floor, see if there are any free rooms there.
So,
Might as well try and save money.
okay, out of character.
Since you blew it all on the other end, where you still got a room.
And free lunch. Well, breakfast.
Out of character. Out of character.
I'm going to check the first floor rooms.
Okay.
Okay. Out of character, how many stories does this building have?
42.
There are 3
Depends
stories.
how many people
There's a
you
ground
talk
floor,
to.
first floor, and second floor.
Hey,
There's also a bit of an attic space, but apparently that's not meant for customers to go to.
Okay. Amichu, what did you say?
Yeah. The attic, the rooms are only a copper.
Amichu, what did you say?
You said how many stories are in this building. I said depends how many people you talk to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the attic isn't meant for the general public to go in there, which means that Mima will automatically try to go in there and more than likely fail miserably, and I will have to use a disguise self to save her.
Spider climb, spider climb.
Mima just goes in. Talon, you in here?
Okay, so you go up and...
Yeah, Willis was checking the first floor, we're checking the second.
So the first floor rooms, decent size. It definitely looks like this building is already a few hundred years old, but they've been kept well, and they're clean and dry. There's a bed. There's a chest, kind of at the foot end of the bed. There's a little table with some wooden chairs over by the window, looking out over the town. Oh,
Sorry,
looking out into the first floor, looking out into the courtyard. You go, for those of you who go up to the second floor, the staircase is really quite steep and quite narrow. It's kind of halfway between a staircase and a ladder sort of thing, a bit creaky. Go up, and the rooms there are also well kept, but they're definitely smaller. There's only a bed and a chest, and also a small table in the corner, and that is it. Ooh, there are also drapes. Both floor rooms have drapes as well.
These work fine for me. Don't know about the rest of you.
Whatever suits you will suit for us.
But you can pay for your own room. You can pay for
I really can't. I really can't.
Looks the car. Please don't do this to me.
Please don't do this to me. I am a father.
You can go stay in the stable with the horses.
That is our cockerist.
My funds charge is still in Shard's calling.
Look, after checking the room, I'm going back downstairs to talk to the proprietor.
Oh, find out his name.
Okay, so
I don't think he told us his name.
Huh?
He didn't.
I don't think he gave us.
Yeah, he didn't tell you.
I said find out his name.
Oh, I thought you said you forgot his name.
No, find out his name. It's the beak. You can't hear very well. It's okay.
Okay, so you go back down the stairs, and yep, he's there, currently cleaning some glasses.
But I'll take a room on the first floor.
Great. How many nights?
We'll start with one night.
One night, sure. Do you want to pay now, or?
Yes, I'll pay you now.
Okay. Good. I'm assuming you give a silver piece?
Yep, a silver.
Okay, and he gives you a key for the room. And puts away the silver. Says...
Question. Where about... No, go on, finish.
Says...
I was going to say, and when's dinner?
Dinner is when the farmers get home from the fields, which is usually about an hour or so before dusk.
And you said it's early afternoon?
Yep, it's early afternoon.
Okay. Do you have any lunch? Because we've been on the road, traveling on the road all day.
Oh, well, if you want a bit of... I don't have any lunch, sorry, but if you want a bit of a snack or something like that, there are plenty of establishments around town who have all sorts of... It looks like he can't really find the right word for it. It says special foods.
Is that just you
special
stalling?
foods for visitors to the town. I want to try some of those. I've only heard good things about them.
There's rock candy.
Yeah,
It's just actual rock.
Rock candy scissors.
Oh, you mean that McTavern we passed on the way in?
Okay.
Let's see, we got a McPub over there and a McTavern over there.
Why have you just added muck to the end of it?
We also have what's another
Muck
one?
stables.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like a name.
The people here, they're built muck differently.
Okay, so
Have the others come down from the second floor yet?
unless you want to stay up
Are they
there,
are they
Sure.
still checking out the rooms up there?
You could have come down if you wanted to.
Yeah, I want to come down.
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
As
did
well.
I hear that you're getting one on the first floor?
What?
A room?
Yes, I got my room.
Is it a single bed or two bed or double or?
It's a single.
Ah. Okay.
Where the bloody? I will have come down as well. I will have come
Okay.
down by this point.
You're looking in your book and you're just going, "Oh, bloody blood!"
I'm looking in the player's handbook. Thank you very much. So you're
Oh,
technically
I thought you were looking in your checkbook to see if you could afford a room.
Yeah.
I can afford a room.
I can afford a room.
Again,
I can afford a
where the
broom.
bloody?
As he hands the proprietor 10 gold coins.
No, I did. I did that because I was socially anxious. I'm not at this point. I have a feeling that Arkan is going to be a bit too annoyed to be socially anxious.
Are you possibly annoyed by us? How dare you?
Well, half by you, but half by the fact that all he wanted to do was just negotiate a trade deal, and it's all come to this. Where? I honestly cannot find the bit in the.
Well, then
bloody
that would be
spell
Mima's fault. That's who used to be upset with.
book. What, her fault that her brother got wrongfully imprisoned?
Her alleged brother got allegedly wrongfully imprisoned.
Yeah.
I kind of love just how much you distrust everyone now, since Soren.
It's
Right,
like,
but I'll go
what
up
is
to-
it? Fool
Go on.
me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I suppose
But,
so.
but mine was not an
Yeah.
NPC.
That doesn't matter.
True.
You could be
Right.
conspiring with the GM.
Yeah, that's what the C stands for, conspiring.
See?
Consider you weren't on the boat with the rest of us. You were already there with hanging out with the GM.
Oh yeah.
The GM's just chilling in the middle of the town.
Maybe Prawl is the GM.
Which C did you mean, Amichu?
You know, in NPC, but then also
Oh.
player character.
Between
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to say between
yeah.
B and D.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
that.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll go down and I'll get myself a second floor room.
Although Sorum and Mima haven't returned yet, right? So only Arkan
don't-
came back. And the others went back to the boarding house. till
no,
they
you
came
it depends. Did you want to have a scene before you got back or not?
back. No.
Then you can have caught up with.
I just
Just
oh
as you
great.
come in all
Mima's going to
together.
make another scene.
Come on, that's a bit much.
Okay. Then let's just
Yeah,
say
well-
I'm coming. We could be coming in now.
So yeah, I'll
That's
go
it.
up to
Coming in.
yeah, I'll go up to
Yeah. Okay. We'll just say you'll get. Yeah. So you've paid 5 copper, so that's. You keep track of which one of you's got a room. I'm not going to do that. You keep track of that, and then if I ask you, you can tell me.
So it was 5 copper for 1 night, right?
On the second floor, yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 for the players, 1 for the for Sorum. Yeah.
What?
Sorum.
4 oh
Yeah,
5.
Sorum's walked in. Yeah, so he's-
Sorum. After all this, I think you owe us all a room, don't you
A
think?
little
After all
treat.
this kerfufflery.
you- looks over, says, "Oh, sure.
Yes.
Most of us have already paid for ours, so you should be fine.
Oh, and no, he can reimburse.
So who needs room still?
I think only Mima and
Mima and Ka.
yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
So he goes over and speaks, and he pays 2 silver coins.
Okay.
Damn.
You gonna say he pays 2 copper coins for the broom closet in the attic.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Take that.
at a point, Elia comes in as well,
Oh yeah.
and it looks like
Yeah.
she's got some sort of. She's holding food that's been skewered on a wooden skewer. You're not quite sure what it is. Imagine
Ooh, rat on a stick.
Festival
Uh,
food.
it looks like some sort of fried fruit that have been kind of skewered together on the stick. She's holding it in her gauntlets, and she's partially eating it. And says, you've already have you already taken care of rooms, or?" And then someone says, "I'm just taking care of that," right? And he hands over another silver.
She fell for the tourist trap.
So,
I'm gonna say, are those any good?
unusual, but yeah, good. Well, good. You want a bite?
Sure.
Okay. As you
She just jabbed the skewer into his mouth.
as
Go
you
on, eat
as you
it.
take a bite, the outside of this fruit is really crunchy. Get through it, but then on the inside, there's a layer that's almost.
There's an explosion
kind
in
of-
my mouth.
No, well, it's almost
Caramelized?
the inside is almost kind of.
Caramelized?
Well, yeah, kind of gummy in a way, like caramelized, but then a bit further, the core of it is still really juicy, and it's still really juicy, and yeah, it tastes fruity and sweet, and yeah, it's good.
Delightful. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that is quite tasty. Where did you get it? I'm hungry.
So she points out and says, "Oh, I got it at a I got it at a stall. They were selling a lot of different foods. Also, I think that they might have also been selling trinkets. That's the word. Yeah, they were also selling trinkets.
Oh, a trinket. I love a good trinket. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Tiny.
Yes.
Okay.
So is that our plan then? You want a shopping spree?
I mean, what would you rather do? Go and start a rebellion?
As you
How loud do you say that?
Well,
Oh.
you did say that, put quite a lot of emphasis on that word rebellion just then.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
here we go.
You
Ah,
said
there
it,
goes the
you
beak
said it-
again.
So you said it loud enough for people around to definitely be able to hear, and just as you said it, the thought pops in your mind, maybe no, but
Bad idea.
nobody turns around, nobody even acknowledges that you said anything.
There is a shop called Rebellion here, guys. That's the only possible explanation.
No, I would rather get. Hang on. No, I would rather gain information on whether it is a rebellion worth joining, and if nothing else, just take an hour or so to clear my mind.
Not much to clear, but okay.
Again, I feel like this is quite a common thread, but again, just a death stare.
Okay. So,
I'm starting to not particularly like you. I'm sorry, but I feel like it has to be said.
Oh, I have no idea why you would say such an awful thing.
Check his eyes out.
Yeah,
What did you say?
heck his eyes.
okay, so
His beak ain't just for,
Talking.
yeah.
These
This-
beak ain't made
I
for
know.
eating. His beak is made for walking, and that's just what it'll do.
So, what is the group actually doing now?
Well, Brack wants some.
I'm taking
food.
Alia and we're going out to. She's going to show me the stall where she got the food.
Okay.
I'm going to. I want her to show me the
Okay.
trinkets.
I'm assuming that, unless you say otherwise, I'm just going to assume that the whole group stays together because that's just
Well,
brilliant. Yeah, you want to do something else?
I
I
think
thought he was going to go take a nap, wasn't he? To clear his head.
clear my head, but also I've just realised something in my character sheet. So I've still got that scroll of mage armor,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's quite in character, because there's a lot going on in his head. I think he'd like to take the time to clear that. Now, normally, because I've looked it up, it would take 2 hours and 50 gold. But as part of being
what?
a part of being a wizard and part of being a divination school, minus 50% time and money when reading divination.
Yeah.
Is that
50?
specifically divination spells?
50 gold. What, you going to therapy to clear your head? What's going on there?
2 hours.
Yeah, because
Well, no,
each school has that as a thing where the school that you're of, it's easier to and less expensive to copy things into your book. Divination, yes.
I assume mage armor isn't divination.
I don't believe. Let me just quickly look it up 1 second.
Damn it.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh, no, because obviously a wizard obviously has
Abjuration.
Say again.
Abjuration.
Thanks. Well, obviously it would have made sense because obviously a wizard finds sort of solace in magic. So whilst he's learning, that can be a good chance to clear his head. But if it's going to take 2 hours, then there's no point. Yeah, I suppose I'll just go with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Hang on, let me just check if there's anything. Do we get a key for the chest as well, or just the room?
You only get a single key.
Only get a single key. Okay.
The chest doesn't lock; it's just in the room for you to stick stuff in. And then you lock the door to the room.
Yeah. I think I'll keep everything on me. Also, that small knife that I gave to Sora, I assume I haven't gotten that back yet.
Depends. Would you have asked for it back?
Not done so in character, so I'm just going to assume that he's forgot. But next time he sees him,
Well,
Hey,
you're
so-
all together,
Yeah,
so
forgot,
if you want
sure.
to ask for it back, then he's going to give it to you back.
sort of
Yeah,
as
right
the-
in your
sort of
back.
as the-
Yeah.
Sort of as the group is talking about
As
this,
you sleep.
he says, "Very well, I'll come with you," and puts his hand out to Soren. And that knife back, please, if you would.
Oh yes, sorry. And takes it, and it looks. You see, he put it on his belt where he's got like his gem carving tools,
Mm-hmm.
and he put it between two of his chisels. Takes it out,
Oh.
gives it back to you.
A
Is it like-
knife? What
Checks
is
that
it?
it's not one of the chisels.
Knife.
Puts
No.
it back in.
Knife?
It's in fact your knife.
Wonderful.
He just
He
returns
gives
your
it back to
chisel.
you point first through the palm of your hand.
So like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Here, catch.
Okay. So, so
Ting!
you're out in the main
Hey, did you want
square,
this back? Yeet.
and from
Yeah.
this angle, you can see that. I mean, there's still lots of people around. You can see that main stone platform that the huge sphere is on. You can see that there is a plaque on that as well. But Aaliyah is kind of directing you a little bit kind of over to the side, so it kind of past it over in one direction towards where she
Wait,
got the food.
was this the crystal sphere? Was it a
Yes.
sphere?
Yeah, it's a sphere.
A crystal sphere that has a plaque on it.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Which, by the way, Emichu, you know, in that game you were running with that big sphere in the center of town.
Yeah.
Well, so only a couple of days before we got to that session and learned about that is when I thought of this thing and put that in there. And made that world building. I was like, oh, that's really... Okay, that's nice symmetry there.
Honestly, I was wondering.
Maybe we can teleport between games.
Ooh, then Emichu will have to GM. So,
I'm trying.
Have a look at the plaque.
you want to look at the plaque?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
You look like you're about to give me a roll.
No.
Good.
You read the plaque, it's in common, and it says... Dedicated by... actually, no. It says, dedicated to Hiker's release by its greatest benefactor, Sir Metan.
Madame.
Umatan?
Sir.
Oh, he's a sir around here, is he? Even nodded.
Was it Sir Matan?
It was.
No, it was Scroll Metan.
It was
So that's going to
Scroll.
say is the Sir like a title or is it another name?
I mean, he's been knighted.
I'm guessing it's a title.
I've put it down exactly as is.
Well, that's going to say, without seeing it spelled, it's like SIR. Is it like
S-I-R. No.
SEHR, like it's a name?
No, it is S-I-R.
Yeah, he's the sire of the town. He's the dad of the town.
Okay, I was going to say, because maybe it's like his father or grandfather or something.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That's why I
I'll
wanted to know
senior.
if it was a name or a title.
I'll ask that when I get back with.
So,
Martin Senior.
you get to a paddock. So the road is kind of a bit hilly through the town. You get to a paddock where there's a single horse on a field. Only it looks like its neck and head are on the wrong end.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
oh,
And
No, repeat that. Does it what?
Its
What?
head and neck are on the wrong end of the horse. And
By its bum.
yeah, and it's grazing.
Ooh, that
It's
can't be
bass
fun.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
ass
it's grazing.
backwards.
So does
And
it
you
have a
can see-
tail?
Yeah. The tail is where kind of the base of the neck
Oh, I see.
would be.
Okay.
And you can see there are a few families there, kind of on the wood, kind of kids on the wooden fence, kind of laughing and pointing. And
What the bloody hell is all this town?
and
Oh, dear.
and so one second. Yeah.
That's in
Elisa,
character, by the way.
Elia then says, "Oh, this was where the cart was. I guess maybe they've moved to a different spot. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate." And then
Bummer.
you can hear a voice saying, kind of a little bit of gruff feminine voice saying, "Hey, looking for something?"
Bloody doctor for that poor horse over there.
Horse is fine.
No, for
Fine.
the food vendor that was here a little while ago.
I'll find out of these.
Ah, right. You'd be looking for Zithnal. That's I'll paste it so you can
Thank you.
for your
Also,
benefit.
when we have a moment, I have a potential idea to share with all of you.
ooh.
Yeah.
So are they gone for the day, or do they just move around?
Well, he's gone back to the Spark Vale Rift. He's a shopkeeper there as well. Things sell out quickly here, at least when it's not raining.
So he sells his stuff on his cart. Then when that's all gone, he goes back to his shop, fills up his cart, and then goes around again.
Well, around this time of day, it's probably going to stay at a shop. Might
And the
rain
shop
soon
is
anyway.
called
As part
Where is
of
the
the
shop?
lift. Says,
Spark of Drunk.
it's around the town centre. Can't miss
We
it.
saw it as we came in.
Lots
We
of
saw it as we came in,
signs.
I think.
Lots of signs pointing to it. But speaking of signs, and she kind of gives a step closer, says, you know, there are lots of signs pointing to all sorts of different wondrous places around here. Then you turn up, and then it's just a horse with its head on the wrong end. Looks over and says, now there are some truly magical places here. Haunted places. Places where only brave folk like yourselves could see some magic. Unless you're too scared and you're afraid you might run away.
Miss, are you from the Shrieking Pumpkin?
The shrieking pumpkin patch. No. That's... Do you know what that is? That's just... it's sweet. It really is. An old woman who one day woke up, found that her pumpkins were shrieking and turned it into a business. Great. Sweet. But that's not real magic. Real magic is a haunted tavern.
Do you happen to
Real-
own this tavern?
Do they have food?
People who can't help themselves. Okay.
Of course they've got food. And no, I don't own it.
No? Okay. Are you on commission?
Quickly out of character. So is everyone now together, all the players?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
everybody's
Yeah.
together.
So I say, but do they have haunted food then?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe. Maybe, I don't know.
Have you been there?
Of course I've been there. Been there lots, although I must admit I've not been brave enough to stay there overnight.
Is it close by?
Of course it's, well, just on the hill up there. Maybe a
Well,
10-minute
that
walk
was in
away.
character. Are you on commission?
Right.
Yeah, she ignores what you've said as though she hasn't heard it.
Hmm.
and I also said, real magic is helping people who can't help themselves. But anyway.
Yeah, okay. That bit I did actually miss.
All right, Twilight Sparkle.
Is that a quote from that? I didn't know.
No, it's just, friendship is magic.
No, I said magic is magic.
Helping people who
I
can't
said
help
magic is
themselves.
friendship.
I said magic is magic.
That is something I wanted to try and get into this. Anyway. Well, you had me at magic. What do we say, chaps? We make a mental note of that and see if we can go there at some point?
It's called the Spectres Crossing Tavern. Can't miss it.
Spectres crossing.
Just follow this road, up the hill, past the graveyard, and then on the top of the hill, can't miss it.
What was the Spectres Haunting Tavern?
The Spectres Crossing Tavern.
Like Animal Crossing, but with ghosts.
With tavern, yeah. Tavern crossing. Spectre crossing, yes.
Looks like it's, well, originally it was a windmill back in the day, but then when all this stuff started, it kind of got a bit haunted, and, well, the owners just kind of capitalized on that. And they've also, says they also might have shelled out a good bit of gold to get some special artifacts to deck it up with.
What do you mean when all this stuff started?
How long ago did it all start?
Yeah, but what?
Well, looks around and says, well, this, and pokes one of the cobblestones of the streets with her foot, and the cobblestone makes a farting sound, and like that, and deflates.
Okay. Oh, so that is not that is not intentional.
How long has this been going on?
She kind of leans back for a moment, crosses her arms, says, now you seem rather curious, not in the sort of way that people usually are curious about this place. What are you up to? Why are you here?
I'm just curious. You said it hasn't been since it started. I was just how long? I mean, has it been always been like this, or just?
Well, as someone who's grown up in
I'm interested. I like to learn the history of places.
Perfect. As someone who's grown up in Vale Rift, or Hiker's Release as it was called before, well, I, of course, am quite knowledgeable, and you'd think that I'd have a good memory, but it's just a bit fuzzy, if you know what I mean.
Did you say that this place used to be... Okay, did you say this place used to be called Spectre's Release?
Hiker's Release.
The name of the same name as the tavern or inn or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's a tavern. Yeah, basically.
Right. That's going to get quite confusing.
We'll see about that.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes me think that it's the oldest building in town, so it started out there, and it's right there on the crossroads.
And the town was built around the tavern, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But have you heard
when did they change the name? So when did they change the name to Velrith?
Kind of, so with arms crossed, he says, "See, I've been to several of the priests, and about this problem with my memory, just to find some way of getting rid of this fuzziness. And do you know what they told me? Told me the best cure for a fuzzy memory is gold. And you know what? I believe them."
Yeah, I guess you going to become a miner then, huh?
She kind of says, that's one way to obtain it. Another way is to provide valuable service to people who want it.
Can you at least tell us if you've heard any particular stories from people about the place?
Many, of course. This place is brimming with stories, but only those who listen will know them. I'm very good at listening.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to find this Zenthanol's shop.
Says, sure. Don't forget to check out the Spectre's Crossing Tavern as well.
Don't you worry. Where can we find you if we need you?
I'll be around. At that point, you can hear a child kind of oohing in disgust while also kind of laughing. Look over and you can see that the horse has just pooped.
Oh, I need to ask.
I guess I don't need to eat now.
So I need to ask this. So, so is the neck is above the you know?
Well, it pooped from the front end.
Oh, so it's switched.
Yeah, the neck and head is in the rear, and it pooped from the front.
Right, I didn't realize that.
But the tail is still on the front.
Yeah,
and not the back. Or
the tail. The tail.
The neck.
No. The tail is where the base of the neck would be.
Yeah.
So it's on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what you'll want to do now?
Heading for Zithanol's shop.
Okay. You walk back the way you came, and as you get into the kind of main plaza area, I'm going to need perception checks from all of you.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think that's a +2. Hold on. pretty sure it is.
1d20
yes, indeed.
plus 3.
Ooh, well done. It's so rare to only get one perception check from you, me too.
Oh.
Okay, so
Is Sarm and Alia, are they going to roll as well?
they have above.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So all of the player characters notice, but the NPCs don't. I set the DC at 10, it's not a difficult thing. You notice two things. One is open wagons being pulled by a few horses going through the streets. It looks like they've got loaded sections of marble columns under kind of tarpaulins. You can see them poking out a little bit here and there, and they're heading off that way. And you also notice someone on a horse rushing through, kind of almost bumping into people there or there or there, going through, turning off that other way. It looks like it's a scale guard who rushes off and vanishes along one of the streets that way. That's the two things you notice. There's also, of course, not the High 7, the other one, as Park of Vale Rift shop. So it's on the main plaza. As you approach, you can see that, well, the first thing you realize is there's a smell of all sorts of sweet and spicy foods coming out, mostly sweet foods. And inside it's just shelves of a mixture of trinkets and really weird looking foods. There's also a counter at the near the front where a lizard folk is standing behind, who looks like he's just kind of inspecting a crate full of food, with kind of smelling that one, putting it in that crate, smelling that one, putting it in that crate, smelling that one, dropping it somewhere beneath the counter, taking another one, smelling it, putting it in the box, and so on. As he sees you walk in. So, what would you like to do?
Let's check out the food.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to leave it at the description of the foods are most of the foods are really fairly...
I'm going to the spicy section.
Okay. So most of the foods are fairly cheap and range from simple things like baskets of kind of spiced nuts and things like that you can take out on you can take from the basket, ranges all the way to what looks like hollowed out insect shells filled with some sort of sauce or things like that. So the range, there's a lot of different stuff here. I don't really want to spend too much time describing this in great detail because I've looked at the clock. But there's loads of different food here.
I'll take a combo one with a large Coke. No.
you get so you can get a mixture of different things, and if you depending on would you say that you get a small amount of food or medium or lots of food?
I'd say like a small bag, and just
Okay.
like scoop up an assortment of the spicy
Sure.
nuts.
Yeah, so let's say that costs you about 3 3 copper pieces. If you get a bag full of different assortments of things.
That sounds good.
Okay.
You get a pick and mix.
While you're busy with that, 1 second. So, while you're busy with that, what are other people doing?
I'm kind of interested by it. It shouldn't be my first call, but at the very least, for the first day, we want to just do stuff and do going. I'm kind of interested by the haunted tavern.
Well, everybody went back to... I meant, what's everybody doing here? Does anybody want to look at anything specific here, or are you just kind of standing around waiting?
I'll look at the trinkets.
Trinkets? Okay. So, there's a section of cheaper stuff near the front. You can see there's an entire shelf that is dedicated to really quite ornate stone carving memorabilia of...
The shiny variety.
Of different landmarks around Vale Rift. And you can see each one of them has been signed by Umgar Strawback. And it looks like they all cost a silver piece each. And I won't go into too much detail describing the other things, but in the back, where there's a bit more expensive things, you can see there are a few bottles. It says on a little wooden plaque underneath where it's been carved in, it says that it's a authentic bottle of Vale Rift spoiled spring milk. There's a crate of what it calls erupted cobblestones, but they look really just like deflated, like I said before. There's a glass box that's closed. It looks like you can open it. Inside, there are about a dozen or so what are called gravity-ignorant pebbles, and you can see that they're actually just floating in the box in midair.
Gravity ignorant is a great phrase.
How much are they?
It says that each one is 18 gold pieces.
But are they shiny?
They look polished. There's also a whole section of strange animal parts. Like, for example, there's a hoof that looks like there's an antler growing out of it. And it looks like there are vertebrae that look like they've got teeth coming out of them. And all sorts of weird animal parts.
How much were the stone figures?
Oh, the stone figures? It's just a silver piece for each.
And how many landmarks are there?
42.
Oh, no, there's... actually... It looks like there's about 24 different ones. They range from models of different strange animals to different buildings. Like, for example, the Hiker's Release is one of them. There's one that looks like an abandoned windmill. There's one that looks like this huge... I mean, the actual model is quite small, but it looks like a huge mansion with battlements on the roof, kind of a mix between a castle and a mansion. And also, there's one that looks... Actually, there are several that look like different versions of what Mima would recognize to be the Hayshed boarding house. The model itself, although, looks more flattering than the actual structure.
I know I'm going on about this, but what did you say was gravity ignorant?
The pebble.
Pebbles.
Pebbles in a glass
Um,
case.
Car is going to go over and he is going to take out his wallet, little bag. And yeah, I know how expensive they are. He is going to get 3 gravity ignorant pebbles.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say you were going to put them in your wallet and hope you were going to get away.
So that's 54 gold piece.
Again,
That's 54 gold piece.
Damn,
Again.
that's more than the room.
I was going to
And-
say, you sly little.
And he's going to get 5 of the stone figures.
Okay.
1 of the Hiker's Release, of the old windmill, the old castle, 1, and you said there's the weird animals. He's going to get 1 with the sheep with the bat ears, and 1 of the backwards horse.
Okay. So the strange animal parts, each one costs a single gold piece.
Oh, no. Like you said, there was weird animal of the carvings.
Oh, the carvings of weird animals. Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's each a silver piece, yes.
So backwards horse and sheep would...
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you just finishing to look around, there's also what looks like a whole set of different bath additives.
Oh, no.
And they're 10 gold pieces each, and it on each of the vials, in the actual glass of the vial, it says the name Murgrath Macclaw.
Is what?
Murgrath Macclaw. Hold on. There you go.
So is that stuff that you add to what was that like? What's it called? Bath bombs? Is that what that is?
It's just a vial containing liquid that says it's a bath additive.
Okay.
Also,
And on the back it says makes feathers shiny.
Also, there's a whole section with what's called apple of crumbling, and they look just like regular apples, but one of them has specifically been taken in two for you to be able to feel the consistency of, and it's basically like a crunchy freeze-dried apple. There's a variant of honey dipped ones as well. The regular ones are 5 silver pieces each. The honey dipped ones are 1 gold piece each. And it says that they are authentic from the Glade of Preservation.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the shopkeep. Did the person say what his name was? Like the person we met on the road.
Zithnal, yes.
Zipnal.
Zithnal.
Zithnal. Hang on, let me make that note.
Zithnal.
So
that's the name of the guy who had the cart.
Oh right, so not.
Oh, did you mean
the guy who had the car?
Oh, did you mean the woman on the street?
No. The woman told us the name because the guy who had the cart and the guy here is the same person.
Yeah.
The woman didn't tell us her name, right?
Her name, no.
Like the bard, like the barkeep.
Well, you didn't ask for it, so. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask that woman questions, but people wanted to come here.
Says the one who's currently getting out her wallet. Or his wallet, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to go back.
Too cheap to buy a room, but you'll spend half your life savings on
I was gonna say again.
Tourist trap items.
These are not for me.
And you spent half your life savings on pebbles.
They are not for me. They are for my life savings back home.
Okay. So, you, Mr. W, Arkan was approaching the shopkeeper.
Yes. Zithnal, isn't it?
Yes. What? Oh, you are looking to make purchases?
Not particularly. I was just curious about, well, how and when did you decide that you'd start a business of little knickknacks like this? It's quite an impressive collection you've got.
The business started about a year and a half ago, when it was clear that the strange magic of this place would call more people into the town. People with money to spend on items that I could procure.
That's a good enough reason. Is there anything particularly known about this strange magic, or is it as unknown as it seems that it used to be?
It is only known that it spontaneously started about 2 years ago. Other than that, no, there's not much known, although a lot of people claim to know much. Muckclaw also seems to know more, although she likes to keep her secrets close to her chest.
What was her first name? Remind me.
Mergrath. It's the
Come on,
last thing it posted.
someone with a lisp should be able to understand someone with a lisp.
I don't have a lisp. Piss off. And also, I've been good. So is she local then?
Depends how you see it. She lives in her hut out and beyond the edge of town, in the wilderness.
Oh well.
If you would
That'll
like
be
to
all right.
purchase some of her brews, I have some bath additives back there.
How much were they for?
Each one will set you back 10 gold pieces. A fair bargain. They are magic, you see.
How much gold do I have?
You're not going to ask what they do?
Yeah.
I just heard magic, I'm in.
Yeah, basically.
Are you going to buy one too?
No!
I've not heard the phrase.
Gold.
I've not
Gold sold to the gnome in green. No.
Well, no, if it was an auction, then mine is so short that she wouldn't be able to get up.
Well, the green gnome is in red.
Oh yeah. What do they do?
Well, Muckclaw likes to keep her customers surprised. They do various things, I'm not sure which, but nobody has complained about them yet. In fact, several people have come back to buy more.
It's Bertie's every flavored jelly beans.
It's Bertie Bott's every flavoured beans, but Bertie Bott's every flavoured bath bombs.
It's jelly beans, every flavored jelly beans.
No, but the name is just beans.
You soak in the tub for a while and you come out looking plaid.
They've gone to plaid.
How many gold pieces was it to do the mate? I think it was 50 gold pieces, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 gold pieces. I'm afraid I can't spare it, but if I find myself with more money, then I'll keep it in mind, lad.
More money than sense.
Well, it's magic. Of course, a wizard's going to be interested.
So he gives you a very reptilian nod, kind of very janky looking, and says, "Is there anything else that I could maybe interest you in?"
I was wondering, is there like a regular type magic shop in town?
Not really. If you want something more fancy, I would suggest going to... And thinks for a moment. He says, I would suggest going to the council's official magic shop. It is in the Radiant City.
It's where we just came from, fellas.
Well, that's we've been there. I was just wondering if there's a small shop here of the same type.
No. I did look into perhaps expanding my shop to have more fancy items.
I'm not looking for fancy items or trinkets. I'm looking for actual magic, like something that could
Utility
remove
items.
curses or something.
Adventuring gear, you mean? Well, I was looking into that. However, it is so expensive to get a license for such items that someone of my... looks like he can't really find the right word, and settles on someone of my current situation is really not able to afford that.
Okay, and then where is this? There's a temple that's under construction.
Oh yes, of course. The new temples. They are going to look very beautiful when they are finished.
Where are they?
He gives you gives you directions. They're kind of a little bit on the edge of town, near a little pond. You get directions to them.
Okay.
But they are not finished yet.
That away.
Yeah, basically. But they are not finished yet. You should wait perhaps a month or so, and then they will be finished.
I wanted a chance to go talk to my fellow priests.
Oh, yes. Looking at you, only now recognizing that you are a cleric. Says, oh, well, in that instance, you may be eligible for a discount.
Oh, the bag of nuts is all I wanted. I just wanted a snack to hold me over till dinner time.
Okay, he goes and
Munch.
before you go here, complimentary, and hands you one of the hands you again skewered on a wooden skewer, but this time it'll imagine bubbles like about that big, like bubbles skewered that contain a sort of a purplish mist inside, like a wisps of mist inside. It says, the only magic that this is enchanted with is one of taste. On the house. And...
Thank you.
Good.
Is it grape bubbles?
Do they smell of anything?
He's the one that spent the least, it's fine.
Do they smell of anything, or...?
I mean...
Bubbles.
It doesn't smell of anything now, but once they're
Okay.
punctured, then perhaps. So... is this scene done, or does anyone wish to do anything further here?
Not
I'm
here,
finished.
but there is something I want to say. As I said, I have a theory, so I want to say that at some point this session.
Okay.
Okay.
So, since it looks like everybody's finished here, you exit,
Sure.
and yeah, if you want to,
I'm gonna take a bite of my bubble.
okay, you take a bite. As the bubble breaks, it sounds like wind chimes almost, the crunching sound of it breaking, and that kind of smoky wisp floats out, and as you're kind of chewing on that little those shards of the bubble, the smell is delicious in a magical way. You can't really pinpoint. It's almost as if the very essence of aroma was captured in this smoke. Not any specific aroma, just the essence of aroma itself. And yeah, so there you go.
Interesting. It's like, we'll offer a bite of it to Aliyah since she let me try her snack on a stick.
Yeah,
Here, try this.
he bites a bit of it off, and you can see the the look on her face goes through an interesting transition from mildly curious / slightly concerned to really surprised to just enjoying it.
Hey.
So, is there a particular direction that the group's going to head into? You said you wanted to go to the temples under
I
construction?
say that's where I wanted to head towards the temple.
Or, because Mr. W, you wanted to have a little thing, didn't you?
So is that in character?
Yes. At some point, I want to go to the haunted tavern. In terms of a little theory, I don't think I'll say this in character because we've not really been saying our theories in character.
Okay.
But just an idea that I had that I can't get out of my head.
What was it again?
Check
got it.
spots.
Where the hell is it? I had it in. I put
thought
the
you said
word
it was in your
idea
head.
aside.
I know it was in there
it's-
somewhere.
It's in with all the other notes. Here we go.
Behind your left ear.
Let me put it in a different. Let me put it in its whole new paragraph.
So is this something that your character is describing as well in the character's own words, even though you're just saying it as you?
How populated is this place?
Well, where you're currently at, there's quite a lot of people around, but it's easy enough to go kind of behind a building or something where there isn't anybody around.
Okay, well, thing is, it's quite populated, and is it an instance like it was with Soren, where it's quite populated and you can speak at a fair level without being heard?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna say why. I'll try and do it in character.
Okay.
Being as we've been throwing out theories to each other, there's an idea has popped into my head, and I've not been able to get it out. I acknowledge that there's no evidence to back this up, but evidence doesn't seem to exactly be the way we're going with this. There is a potential that, because you've heard the rumors about the Green Matriarch, with her not being seen, there are some rumors about her being dead. I'm wondering if Skral disposed of the Green Matriarch and has perhaps taken her place in some capacity.
Oh.
Again,
Well,
not a lot of evidence,
well-
but just an idea to throw out.
My thought was, since Skrull is also Dragonkin and they're generally aligned with dragons, maybe Skrull is actually working with Green Matriarch to find anybody that's rebellious.
I did.
And how
Oh.
they've been somewhat occasionally disappearing.
Well, my theory from what I mentioned before is yes, whilst Dragonborns do tend to seem to look up to their more superior cousins, if you will, it also seems to be it's the specific color of dragon. Red dragonborns go for red dragons. Blue dragonborns go for blue dragons. Kobolds also go for blue dragons. It's whatever. So I do not think that a red dragonborn would be subservient to a green dragon.
Well,
That
if
doesn't
there was,
make any sense.
well, if there was a red dragon in the area, but if the green dragon is the
But
only dragon in
dragons-
the area,
Dragons don't tend to like one another. It's
know what I'm saying?
It's a bit
If
of an
there's
ego
no,
thing,
if there's, yes, that's what I'm saying though. But if there's no red dragon around for the red dragonborn to support,
But it is
would
still.
they
It
just
is,
support the available dragon?
no, that is not how dragonborns work, my
You-
friend.
you
From
hear-
one colored winged thing from another to another.
You hear, you can, you hear a crunch as Elia is kind of finishing off her
Bubble.
skewered, her skewered fried fruit.
Bubble.
And does
Oh.
a spit
Yeah, the fruit that she had. She just took a bite of yours.
Oh, okay.
She's just
Oh, right.
just crunches into as she's very intently listening to all these theories.
Well, first of all, that's racist, but that's a good point at the very least.
It is racist for you to say,
By the
but
way,
there's someone here.
I will point out that Sorum is also there and also listening.
Right.
Oh yes.
So I say.
All right, nosy.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I got this one.
Mima, you were going to say something.
Yes. So when was the last time anyone saw Skral?
We've not seen him at all yet. That would be a question for
Sorum?
to answer.
I turned to Sorum.
I saw him about perhaps a week ago or so when I got my tasks to complete my quest.
Right.
When he told me about Arden's arrival,
I see.
who to look for.
Hmm.
Right.
Careful, don't get his ego up, please.
I don't.
Curious,
need
how did
my
he know
ego.
Arkin was coming?
I have no idea. He doesn't tell me that. Like I said, information is kept very segmented in the you know what.
Again, like as I said before, it makes me wonder if he has contact with your patron to know that you are coming.
Yes,
Your
Lord
patron
Penrose.
notified him.
There is a potential of that, but Lord Penrose is, well, he's not a very nice man.
But when you spoke to him, did he sound a bit warm? Maybe a bit of fire in the throat?
A bit of fire, lightning, poison, or
You know, any of that kind of thing? Did he go? Was he sitting on a big pile of gold?
All of the above.
I mean, only you can answer that, GM. When I was
no,
given
he was just an aging, bit overweight, but still quite strong-looking human man.
Was he voiced by David Tennant?
Do you think we've got the budget for that?
I don't know.
No.
Turns on the webcam.
So he just loses in the shot.
Yeah, someone just joins the voice chat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. With every theory we come up with, there seems to be something that disputes it. God damn it all.
Which god? Because careful, there's a cleric here.
All of them.
Oh, Brack. Brack.
I mean,
The lightning bolt comes crackling down.
Blue dragon, I knew it.
I have nothing more to say.
All these theories were interesting.
I mean,
A dragon theory. Thanks for
So Sorum says, well, if you, like we discussed previously, I would be more than happy to introduce you to my employer.
Of course. I intend to meet him at some point.
I would appreciate it if you kept the things we've discussed out of our conversations, because...
We can act surprised.
Good.
I was going to say, do you only want me to go to Skrull, or do you want everyone to come?
I think it's probably best if everyone came, because Skrull is very connected, and even though he didn't tell me that you were going to arrive as a group, I would bet a substantial amount of money, if I had it, that he knows that you were acting as a group.
Right. And if he doesn't, then I'll make sure to put in a good word that you managed to employ several other people as well as me. Perhaps I can get you back.
Don't put in a good word. Don't just act like everything went as planned. You beat the trial, and maybe you could say that you weren't... Maybe we got into a conversation about the Green Matriarch, and you voiced your own opinions of your own free will that you are not exactly in her favor, and that that I thought that it might be a good idea to introduce you, since you seem quite eligible.
I'm not particularly good at lying, so
Well,
Maybe.
the other thing too, if he
Maybe.
supposedly successfully passed the trial, why doesn't he have the curse scrying reward from the dungeon?
So he thinks for a moment. And says,
getting out alive wasn't succeeding. You remember?
so he thinks for a moment. Says, "Oh, you're right. I'm not good at all this. I'm not good at improvisation." And then Elia says, "Well, I have a bit of experience with improvisation and acting. I'm a bard, as you know, and as a bard, I'm used to playing my charisma." As she makes this motion with her hands, and the gauntlets clank.
Yeah, speaking of which, we need to head up to the
Hold
temple to
on,
talk to the priest.
hold on, fellas. Alia,
Allium. Miss Allium.
aluminum.
Oh,
As
you
much
use
as
the
appreciate-
American way of pronouncing it.
Yeah. As much as that is appreciated, you were also looking to be recruited.
Oh yes, that's
Wait, was she?
a good point.
Yes,
Maybe-
she was looking to be
maybe I
recruited.
should not go with you then.
No, she was
I-
there looking for the
No, she was.
what is it, the golden lyre or whatever it was that was supposedly in the dungeon.
Yeah, but she was tried to be recruited by some Wraith Hildgar.
Oh yeah.
Well,
butchered
no,
that.
she didn't. Maybe he was trying to recruit her, but she didn't know that. She was. They she was being tricked into the dungeon
But that is
to be
still
tested.
Yeah, but I was trying to be recruited just like our friend, our brother Arkan here. Look, I had something in my beak, okay?
The amount of arm rolling is phenomenal.
Thank
Say
you.
she wasn't wanting to be recruited. They were trying to trick her into being recruited.
Yes, but if they find her and she is with us, and then it will be kind of obvious that we are in cahoots.
Well, the other thing though is she got separated from the group, so that's the other thing we still haven't noticed if good old Hildegard is around town.
Yeah, I just think it might be.
Because what I'm saying is, if Hildegard came back and said she died in the dungeon, they would think that she hasn't been recruited, and then she suddenly mysteriously appears.
That is what I am saying. It won't be good for her to come with us. That is what I am saying. I do not want to put her in danger for something that she does not is involved with. She came here for you and for you to take the.
Gauntlets.
Usually, women want metal on their hand, but at the moment she wants them off her hand.
If you like it.
And that's why I want to head to the temple to talk to the priests to see if they can remove the curse.
Yes, but I'm just saying that it is. We were talking about possibly sending her in with the group, or maybe her going and we just saying no. No.
Right, yes.
Look, I'm having big bird time, okay? That brain go.
Big bird brain. Bird brain.
Bird brain.
So we've gone.
I suggest we think about this next. I would suggest we think about this tomorrow, or at least later. Now let's just get.
I think we probably need a week.
At least.
So with that, we've already gone overtime, but we did start late as well. So I think that we're in a good place. You've got several avenues that you can potentially pursue, several points of interests that have been pointed out,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to see what you are and are not going to do, and in what direction you're going to take things.
I don't know what to do.
Well, the thing is, plot will find you no matter where you go. So
Yeah, I think what it is I'm scared.
As he twirls his mustache and gives an evil laugh.
Yes.
yeah,
I think what I'm annoyed that I am, but I think I'm scared of quote unquote losing, or just like doing something
You
that is
can't
going to
lose
put
at
my
D&D.
character that is going to put my character in mortal danger. And I don't like that I'm that sort of, you know.
As you get the rest of the players all killed and you're the only one left standing at the end.
Not just that. I just
not just
I want
that, but
no. I want to do what I find most interesting, but my sensible brain's kicking in. Ugh. Anyway.
well, that is all good. That is all good.
Also, before we do end, I just want to say I keep forgetting that you're such a good actor with with the voices you do.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so,
Are you trying to butter him
I
up, make sure your
guess
character doesn't die?
that is everything then.
I think so.
Okay. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. I'm glad that we were able to... So, we've got a streak now. It's 2 sessions in a row each week.
Yes.
We're on
my
a
God.
streak. Let's see how long we can keep that going, eh? And it was so much fun listening to you. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Just look at this.
Yeah, well, it was lovely having you here as well, Roomsworth.
Indeed.
Thanks for turning up.
Every time as well.
Yeah.
So, with that, good night, and you'll see the GM session report video at some point. So, good night, everybody.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good
Yeah.
night. Yeah,
Years
bye.
and years from now.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.